Who here is excited to build a website? Yeah, great. So my first business was in 1995, and we didn't have websites back then. I know, I look a lot younger than I am. So a little bit about me. I have a little bit of experience, 13 years experience in digital marketing, website design, and then over the last 2 years, after exiting my last agency, I realized whenever I decided to open up a new one that AI was going to be taking over everything. So we decided to build the business that was going to put my business out of business. And so that's what we did. And fall of last year, we launched Vox AI. Now, this is absolutely amazing because who here has paid more than $5,000 to have a website built and it still wasn't done right? Right? Or you paid more than you wanted to, right? Or you built it yourself and it took forever and you weren't really happy with it. Anybody here? Who here has built a website? Let's start with that. Okay, cool. All right, now who here is going to be building their first website? Yes? Okay, great. And if I didn't ask the right question, you can raise your hand too. All right, okay, great. So, especially with GPT-5 that has just come out, it actually ranks better than Claude Code in designing, and it has an even better design aesthetic to it, and you're going to kind of see an example of that. So now, if you have the right prompting and you have and you know exactly what it is that you want, you can build a website in 15 minutes or less. Now, there's an asterisk there, okay, because it's going to get you 90% there, but then the other 10% is iteration, right? I want to change this, or I want to go back and forth, or it didn't get the images, or whatever. But it's going to get you there. And so what I want you to think of this as is, let's say that you had a web designer sitting right at your desk, and you could tell it all the time, this is what I want you to build, and then he or she is super fast, builds it, and then you're like, okay, great. Oh, that's good, but I want to change that there. Okay, great. And then you keep going back and forth. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do today. So in the spirit of just getting things done, we're going to jump right in if I can figure out how to work. There it is. Okay. So let's move on. So that's me, Matt Aponte, a lot of boring information. Been in this industry for a long time. Made a joke there that when I started my first business, there were no websites, and it's been quite a journey. But today, what you're going to build is a beautiful, functional 5-page website, fully optimized for SEO, AEO, and AEO is answer engine optimization. And there's also a GEO in there too, but I'm kind of tired of all the acronyms. But GEO stands for Generative Engine Optimization, okay? There is a difference. It's essentially very nuanced how it's been divided between AEO and GEO. And if we have any questions, I'm happy to go into that later. It's AI ready, built to work with bots, voice, and future tech. And you're going to be using smart prompting, not coding. So you're not going to have to know any line of code or nothing at all. This is going to work with a multitude of platforms that are out there. We're going to be using AppIgniter because it's our platform, but you can do this on any other. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up AppIgniter, if I could spell correctly. AppIgniter. And so you can go to appigniter.com too. Oh, and what I forgot to say is that you're going to build your first iteration of your website completely for free, which is really cool. And then you're also going to get Nova's website prompt pack. So we're going to, let's see, I think what else do we have here? It's a 5-page framework. So we're going to develop, it's a single page, 5-section framework. So I should have been more specific there. But home, about, service offerings, testimonials, social proof, contact page. What makes it AI ready and SEO smart? And this is what you're not going to I will have to preface this because I really want to build the value of what I'm going to teach you here. I have 13 years experience I've had two marketing agencies, exited one in 2019, a 7-figure agency, and now I'm on my second one. And one thing that we don't like doing is telling you how to do your own SEO, right? Because we want you to pay us to do it for you. But what you're going to learn here is how to have AI build your website for you, fully optimized for local, complete schema backend, structured data, fully optimized for AEO, answer engine optimization, generative engine optimization, also your local targeted keywords, and it's going to all be written in a beautiful human way and designed with clear call to actions. Because another thing too is, and I've seen this happen many times in my experience, is that a lot of people will pay a firm or someone to build a website, and it'll be beautiful, and it'll function, and it'll be really nice. But the conversion rates are horrible because 9 times out of 10, the person that designs the website doesn't really know what conversion psychology is and how to bring the two together. Now, the great thing about AI is that it can do that for you, and you're going to see it here today. And so we are at a time which is absolutely amazing that I really am excited to share with you guys. And so we're going to use the 5P prompt formula, essentially, which was in my other workshop, and it's going to generate everything. And Nova, who is my AI that I've been talking to for the last 2 years, is going to help demonstrate all of these things. So we're going to build this together, and this is just kind of filler. Let's get into the ready to launch stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up my, let me go into my other account. So I got to get my own prompt structure. Has everybody downloaded the prompt thing that's been here? So it should be a 1-pager or a 3-pager. If you could pass that around, scan it and pass it around. So this way you can follow along. And I'm going to pull it up here as well. And I'm going to go over it. While that's being passed around, I'm going to go over it with everybody. I gotta move it over here. There we go. All right. There's also going to be a recording of this. So a couple bonuses for everybody here. There's a recording, and you can scan the QR code. Yes. Oh, sorry. You can scan the QR code if you want to receive the recording. And then also everybody who wanted to receive the recording, I'm going to be doing an extended 2-hour workshop to help you finish what you started today, completely free. And our office is right downtown in Colorado Springs, above Kawadi, and we can fit about 40 people in there. So if you're interested in finishing what you're starting today, please come on by. Okay, so let's zoom in here. So what we're going to be doing is we're essentially going to be prompting AI, ChatGPT, to help us prompt the website builder, okay? And so this is a strategy that we literally use every single day. Anybody here familiar with Claude Code? Yes? Yes? If you use ChatGPT to prompt Claude Code in text you will get 10 times better results. So don't have ChatGPT write code to give to Claude. Have ChatGPT write a text prompt to give to Claude to write better code. Since we've done that, it does amazing work. And so that's essentially what we're going to be doing here. App Igniter is actually built on the front end of a portion of Claude code. It's a hybrid of AI, but appigniter.com, and there's no E in R, so it's app, A-P-P-I-G-N-I-T-R. So if you want to follow along, and yes, you can also do this on your mobile phones. So as you can see there, it says, I want to build a. And so what do you want to build? Now, we've tested this a lot of ways, and you can say, you can be vague with this and say, I want to build a website for my HVAC company, and I want it to convert. And it's going to design something pretty nice. What you also can do is you can go out and you can find a website that you really like the style of, and you can share it as a link in there. Please reference this website for design, layout, aesthetics, etc. By the way, AI will not plagiarize anything else, so it will automatically rewrite the content for you, and so you don't have to worry about it plagiarizing any content or ripping another website off. And so what we're going to do today is, would anybody like me to build their new website for their business today? Anybody? Yeah. What do you got?
What is my website?
Yeah.
Okay. shamanamama.love.
Oh, I've heard of you so much. What's her name? You're the Colorado Collective, Consciousness Collective? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, tell me, how do I spell that, though?
So, let's see, Shamana Mama, M-A-M-A,
Dot love. It kind of reminds me of the B-A-N-A-N-A-A. Okay. All right. Great. Do you have a Google My Business listing?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to find that too. Because those are the two things that you're going to want. Shaman, essentially shaman a mama.
Yes.
Shaman a mama. Colorado Springs. There you are. Okay. So we're going to click on that. You're going to do this for your own business too. Once you click on it at the top here, you can use this URL, or you can hit the share link, the share URL, and you can copy this. All right. So the only two things that you're going to want is your URL. So if you're rebuilding your website, you want the URL from your website, and then you want the URL either from the browser or from the share link of your Google My Business listing. Sometimes, I'd say about half the time, it's successful in pulling the public data from your Google My Business profile. Half the time it's not. I don't know why that happens, but what it'll do is it'll scrape the internet for your business information anyway and pull it together. So what we're going to be doing here is, here's the prompt. So step one, we want to copy this and we want to paste it into ChatGPT. Just literally open up a new chat, copy this first prompt. I need you to help me fill in a website mega prompt template so I can build a fully optimized one-page website for my business in App Igniter or any other website builder like Lovable, Replit, etc. Please scan my Google Business profile. You're going to enter that, or it's going to ask you for it. Then scan my existing website URL. From both sources, gather and confirm the following. So it's going to gather all this information, okay? And this is all very relevant information, not only to be able to populate your website with relevant content that's relevant to your business, but it's also very important information because SEO is not dead. I've been doing this for 13 years, and what AEO and GEO is essentially now you can't cheat AI. because Google was built on the same premise of only serving trusted results to the top page of Google. But what happens is that they didn't put in those kind of guardrails or whatnot, and so people started gaming the system. And so what's happened is that traditional SEO has gotten so far away from what Google has really wanted, which is, anybody heard of the Panda updates, Penguin updates? Any of those over the last 12 years? That's exactly why they updated it, because so many people were trying to buy horrible backlinks or spam links or link to other things or do stuff that wasn't right. Well, now with AEO and SEO and AI search engines, you can't lie to it. You can't game it. So essentially, we're going back to the beginning. And it's really important, I think, that everybody understands this, is because we're not necessarily moving into something new that's never happened before. What we are moving into is an era where we can't fake or lie about who we are or what our business does online. And so the reason why all of this information is really important is because the AI search engines, in an instance, will search your business, it'll search all of your backlinks, it will search you as a business owner. So do that one time. That's going to be really interesting. It's going to search if you have certifications on your website or you say that you have certifications, it's going to search that and it's going to privately rate you on it. If it can find you, it's going to say great. If not, you're actually going to get marked down on your trust level. It's going to search your employees. It's going to search any bachelor's degrees or anything that they say that they have. This is crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. This is exactly what happens. And so what it does is it creates a trust score for you. And so now with these new scoring softwares that are coming out, you're going to see an AEO, an AI SEO trust score, right? And they're from 0 to 100%. And so what you want is a high trust score. And so in order to get a high trust score, you just need to make sure that the information that you're sharing is relevant, it's value-based, it's answering questions that people are actually looking for. It's doing it, so answer engine optimization is doing it within 50 words or less, answering that. Generative engine optimization is, you think of that as like blog posts, right? 500, 750 word blog posts of information that goes deeper. So you answer something in one sentence, but then maybe you have a blog post under that that goes deeper into why your answer says what it is. That's where GEO and AEO come together. And so anybody heard of business listings? Yeah? So if anybody's dealt with an agency, they've probably said, like, we need to have your business listings correct or whatever. Well, this is very true because Google will match whatever's on your Google My Business listing with all of the different directories out there. And even if your telephone number is different, so let's say you had an old telephone number, you actually get marked for that because it's not consistent. And so what AI does, it can do that now across many other platforms. So what a NAP is, and what you're going to see up here is a NAP. How do I go back to that? Oh my gosh, this is kind of messing me up because I can't see here. I have to see over here. So where am I at? So what a NAP is name, address, and phone number, okay? And so anywhere, even your LinkedIn profile, so right here, your name, address, and phone number, your LinkedIn profile, if you're mentioned on a blog, if you're on social media, it doesn't matter. Wherever your business is listed, it has to be the same as what you have on your Google My Business profile and on your website, okay? And so AI is going to match all of that together. It sounds crazy, but AI can now help you fix all of it. Geo coordinates, that is really important too because Google and AI search engines are hyper-local. And so when you include your longitude and latitude, it knows that exactly where you are in reference to the person that is searching for your services or information on your services. And so testimonial reviews, social media links, it will scan social media to see if you're talking about the same stuff as that you offer on your business. If there's a disconnect there, It can also cause it to not refer you. Logos, brand image URLs, brand colors, font styles, keywords used on my site, unique selling points and differentiators. So I'm just kind of going over this really quick. This is all the stuff that we're telling it to gather, okay? Now, once we tell it to gather this, it's going to say, great, I'll do all of that, like it's no big deal. And it took us, like in the past, it would take us like 5 months to gather all this information. But now it'll do it in a matter of seconds. And then when it's ready, it'll say, give me the mega prompt. And so then we're going to give it the mega prompt. And so this is where it's really important to give it the role of what it's going to be doing. You're a senior conversion-focused web developer with 13 plus years experience, SEO, AEO. Build a sleek, modern, high-converting one-page landing page for a local business that loads blazingly fast, is mobile-first, fully responsive, is conversion optimized, shows clear value proposition, social proof, CTAs repeated, AEO optimized for voice search and AI answers, is SEO and GEO optimized for local rankings, and meets UI UX best practices for accessibility and engagement. And if this was a traditional web builder just 6 months ago, they'd send you an invoice and be like, great, that'll be $5,000 or more. And so now you're going to be able to do this and then iterate back and forth nearly for free.
Also optimized for accessibility for people with vision, like disabilities or special needs, or having the alternative text under all of your images. Can it do that as well?
Yeah, so when you're done with the site, you can say, please optimize this site so it's ADA compliant. And it'll go through and it'll do everything for you. Or you can ask it to install a widget on your site, to create and install a widget on your site that allows functionality for people with those needs. So, all right, now let's get into it. Let's build the site. So let me copy this. Oh my gosh, is this not going to let me copy?
But that's different than what.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than the document.
Is it different than your document? Did I link the wrong one? Can I see the document that you have? Because I revised this. When ChatGPT 5 came out. Oh, okay. Well, this one still works really well. What we've been able to do now is you don't need as much of a mega prompt in order to get the same results. So let me open this with Docs so I can copy and paste it.
Because I noticed this one doesn't have role where you put that, you're like.
Yeah. But trust me, I've built lots of sites with that old prompt. I just thought it was kind of cool to be able to upgrade this. Because also, if you like playing around and you have the patience, you can do this right within ChatGPT. Oh, my goodness. And it will actually build the site for you. But what we found is that apps, oh my gosh, I need a mouse. It's like I'm trying to do this with my fingers. Come on, here we go, let's go. Let's go, I don't want to refine. There we go. Okay. What I have found is that using an app that specializes in building apps, I know that sounds kind of funny, and websites actually does a better job. So I'm going to open up, oh my gosh.
Would you like my mouse?
Do you, for a Mac? Do you have one?
Oh, no, not for a Mac.
Oh, well, if it's Bluetooth, I think it'll still work.
I have the, that will work, yeah, with the USB. Does that work? Yep.
Oh yeah, I can plug it in here. Oh my God, you're a lifesaver. Yay. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me move this over here. All right, so this is what it says. I'd love to help you analyze your Google My Business profile, but I need the links. So we're going to put the links in there. So let's find Shimana Mama. So there is that link copied. And let's put that there. And then let's get your website. Now we're cooking with fire, like my dad used to say. Okay. So it didn't do, but it didn't do it. I don't know why it does this, but it says, however, I was able to scan your website, and here's what I could gather. So now it's starting to pull all of your information. Okay.
So I actually had to click through to the map, copy that URL, and then it worked.
Did it work better that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what I will do is the same thing. Into here or here?
Yeah, so where the map is on the entire page. So click on the business name.
There she is. There. And then you use this?
That's not right.
Oh no, that's shamanic healing. Well, what I did last time in my tests,
Yeah,
and
so
it
if you
worked.
click on that,
Yeah, I did that, and then I pulled this over, and it was able to do that. There we go. But this is what it was able to pull. So it has your, this is also another way to kind of tell you what you need on your website, because none of this stuff is visible on your website. But is it not right? Yeah. Is it not? Do you have your NAP on your website? Your name, address, and phone number?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of that stuff on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will be the first to tell you that AI doesn't always get it right. That is the darned truth. Here we go. That was able to pull more information. There we go. And the reason being is because couldn't find, or it will make up stuff for what it couldn't find. So please fact check, right? And so here's now. So as you can see, it created a prompt. You're a senior conversion focused web developer. So it's now creating a prompt to put into the website AI builder. So here's all of your information, service areas, operating hours, social proof. Is that right? Renee K. What she communicates, transcendence, love. I was amazed at how deeply went into just one session. It was all virtual. Client testimonial. Let's just say that it is. Okay, we're going to copy this. Now we're going to go over to App Igniter. Running over here into another screen. There we go. And paste, enter. Oh, gotta sign in. Here, let me sign up for free. Name, I'm gonna put Johnny. And actually, I'll put my real email here. Okay. And then email already in use. Imagine that. Let's do that one. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and save it. And then I have to pull that email up. There we go. Pull, just verify. What was that? Info at voxai.com. Okay, sign in. All right, now let's paste that again. Enter. And it's thinking. And so it's going to take a couple minutes, and it'll start thinking and building, and you'll see it on the left-hand side. It kind of shares with you its thought process or what it's doing. In the meantime, this is a great time for any questions.
I have one. You mentioned that if phone numbers were different in different places, does that include like advertising vanity numbers? So if you have a digital ad that you've placed with a business, like in whatever digital ad, and you're using a vanity number to track how many people are calling you from that vanity number, does that mess up your score then also?
Only if you have on your Google My Business, you have your let's say hardline number,
Yeah.
and then somewhere else you're using that tracking number that is also listed with all of your business information. Now, it shouldn't have a problem with advertising because most of the time you do want to use tracking numbers for advertising. So this way you can get, have good tracking and improve your ROI. And most of the time advertising is just has a call to action. So this is what we do, or this is what you want, call now, etc. The only time where you need to is where you have your business like physically listed. Vox AI, 524 South Tejon, 719-516-1655, right? Anytime you have your name, your address, and your phone number listed as a reference point for someone, if that is different from somewhere else, that's when you want to keep in mind. And advertising isn't generally presented that way, so I would say you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, what can help too is if you have a place, because on Google you can add alternate telephone numbers. So you can have your main number, because we'll do this sometimes for our clients, is they'll have their main number, but we'll list 1, 2, or 3 tracking numbers as well as alternate telephone numbers. This way it is still showing up on the Google number, but Google's only going to show that main number anyway. Yeah. Any other thoughts, questions?
I'm curious about best practices for, say, a media group that has and manages multiple websites for, say, the Colorado Springs business or the Southern Colorado Business Digest, the Insider, North. I mean, we have one central Google business listing, but multiple websites linked off of that, all with varying contact information.
So that's not helping you. The best thing to do is, so let's say you have a location here and you have a location in Denver. You need completely separate Google My Business listings for that. Google sometimes will allow you to set up multiple locations, but I think we know how awesome Google is to work with. And if you do that the wrong way, they can suspend you. This literally just happened to one of our clients, new client too, for listing a telephone number that he had used in the past for a related business because he sells wholesale flooring, and now he's opening up a new company whole flooring installation. And so he used that number for this Google My Business listing, and they suspended his account for deceitful practices. And it's been 2 weeks now that he's been trying to go back and forth, and they won't fix it. As a rule of thumb, per city or location, you should have you can have one website that has multiple reference points. So like in the footer, you'll have areas we serve. So let's say you just had 2 areas. So I don't know the name of your business, but let's say it's Acme Corp Media. In the bottom, you say Acme Corp Media. You have your telephone numbers listed. You have the locations next to them. And then you have Colorado Springs location, Denver location. And then you have the Denver location hyperlinked to your Denver Google My Business listing. And you have the Colorado location hyperlinked to your Colorado Springs Google My Business. But you can do that while having one page. And essentially, because AI is intelligent enough to know they have multiple locations for their Google My Business, but one website, and then you have the numbers listed for those areas. So you want to have in the footer your different locations. So those addresses, the name, address, phone numbers for those locations, and then in those locations, you want to link to the associated Google My Business.
Okay.
Make sense? And you can also include all of that in schema markup as well.
Well, so if we have an umbrella company, Colorado Media Group manages, say, like the Insider, the Digest, we have several news and events publications under the one Colorado Media Group banner.
Mm-hmm.
So even if the contact information for the company is consistent across the board, when I'm using something like this to scan for the different publications' websites, does that create a conflict?
It might pull everything, yeah. So and the best way to find out is if you just have it do it. But you could probably, what I would do is if we were doing something like that for a client, is I would say only pull the information from this website or this location, and anything outside of there, omit it. And it should do that. So let's check out your website. What's your name anyway?
Kate.
Oh, I was going to call you Shimana Mama. Okay.
Kate, you're Shimona Mama.
All right, Kate. Let's see how this did. Let's see if this didn't make a liar out of me. All right. Transform your trauma into wisdom. Experience deep healing with integrative energy medicine and trauma-informed care, in person or online. You have your healing services here. And you're going to be able to tell me if this is right or not, or at least close. Your journey to wholeness, ancient wisdom, modern science, holistic approach, global reach, specialized healing modalities, what your clients say, because it pulled that information. Ready to begin your healing journey is your contact info, and your footer. It has all of your information in here. Okay, I'll see you later, guys. That was good. Yeah.
Because of the prompt, it's a one-page, right?
It's a one-pager, yes. So I can tell it, now add another page. Yep, so let's say, do you want a different background color on your hero? Or do you like that color, or anything you want to change?
Well, I mean, it's not my colors, but
Sure. Oh, well, do you know what your branding colors are?
I don't know the hex numbers.
Okay. So let's, I just want to show you guys how easy it is to change something here. Let's,
I can
here.
get my colors real quick.
Okay.
Can you give it her original website and just say use those colors?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
That's right, because that info wasn't pulled over in the prompt. So let's go here.
And can you create more than one page at a time, or does it only create one?
You can, yes. I made the claim, a website in 15 minutes or less, okay? So, yeah. It's like, I'm trying to live up to that. Yeah, but yes, you can do more than one. So you can give it the prompt and say that you want your home, about, contact, etc. And it will at least build the frame out, and it'll put dummy content if you can't find it. But what I would do here is, please add a header menu for the pages, let's see, about, contact, services, and what else do you offer or do you want there?
I have an FAQ.
Oh, yep, FAQs. Yes, that's very important. And let's just start with that. And you just hit enter. Now, on this platform and a lot of other platforms, you get you're charged by what's called a message. Okay. So at this point, we just sent 2 messages. The reason why I developed the mega prompt is because if you went into here or Replit or wherever it is, you're gonna be like, build me a website for my health and fitness company. You're like, oh, yay, cool. I want you to change that logo. Oh, okay, cool. Change that text. Oh, okay. And then 5 messages later, you're free. And you haven't even built a whole website. So now with the mega prompt, it's going to get you most of the way there, and you've saved messages. So the cool thing about this is, let's say you wanted to spend maybe 30 minutes or an hour a day building your website. You could do it here for free. Once you hit the limit, it says waiting for priority builds. Upgrade now to get ahead of the line. Nah, we don't want to do that. And so you can just do your 5 messages every day, and it'll tell you, and then put it down and come back tomorrow and work on it some more. And so you can do that. And that's not only with this platform, that's also Lovable, Replit, there's Bolt.new. There's, I forgot the name of the other one, but that's a lot more technical.
How expensive is it if you go over the message?
$47. This one and a lot of them are, this is like $47 a month, and you get 100 messages. And so if you use, also what I do is I will use ChatGPT to prompt what I want to do next, and you can save messages that way too. And so you should be able to build a completely full website within 100 messages. And then what you want to do after that, I will be the first to tell you, these platforms will offer to host it for you and connect the domain. Don't do that. It's very expensive for us to have to do this. And I know this is counterintuitive, but I'm not trying to make money off of this. It will cost you 10 times more to host your website on any one of these platforms, thank you, than if you were to just download the files, and you can do that, and host it on Hostinger or GoDaddy or wherever. So you use this to build your site, then you export it and host it somewhere else for $6.99 a month, something like that, right? Because they will charge you, because every time something happens on this platform, we're charged data fees, we're charged tokens for the AI, and we're charged hosting fees or database fees. And so that racks up a lot, and so we kind of have to pass that on. And you could end up, if you're on here a lot, doing a lot of things, like even it'll charge you to publish, right? So you could end up having $100 depending on how much you're using it. And you're like, oh my God, I just barely published my website. So use it to get it to where you want it, export it, and you can do that up at the top. And again, most all platforms are the same way. You can click on code, and if you do know code, if you do know how to edit, you can go in here and edit it yourself, and it doesn't cost anything. You can edit text in here. If you go into SRC, you have your pages and your components. So I'm going to show you guys right now. So your components, you have the different pages, etc. So I'm going to go to the hero, and then you can find where the hero is, Shamana Mama. And I know it looks kind of crazy, but the text is in there. It's usually colored. Transform your trauma into wisdom. So let's say you want to transform your trauma into freedom. And then you just hit save all changes, and it will do that. And then that doesn't charge anything for you. That doesn't cost you anything. So that's kind of how I'm helping you kind of game the system here. Any other questions?
If you were to plug this into a different software system like Squarespace or Wild Apricot or something that's not just like a domain and hosting site, would you still upload the code in the same way?
Would I take the code and upload it into Squarespace? The answer to that, we don't really build stuff on Squarespace, so I don't know how much code editing they allow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be them specifically, just like another platform that's not GoDaddy or a specific hosting site, one that's like more of an integrated, because like for us, we have a membership platform, so we use Wild Apricot, and then you can go in and you can make those changes if you want.
Okay. If you have access to the code, what I would do, honestly, is take that code and throw it into ChatGPT and tell it to make the edits that you want. And then it'll do it. It'll spit the code out, and you can copy it and paste it back into your platform
Okay.
and publish it.
So you can use like WordPress, or you can use this on any platform.
Don't get me started on WordPress. I hate WordPress. If you have a template that allows you access to the full code, then you can edit it that way. Yeah. Yep. Oh gosh, I don't think they.
Elementor's a builder, not a.
Yeah, it's more of a yeah.
It's the old school drag and drop.
Drag and drop, yep.
Yeah, but your Wix, your Squarespace, those kind of pre-templated versions, typically depending on the subscription you get, you won't have access to the code.
Yeah.
And you can't even export it. It stays on their platform. So it depends on what you get. So just be mindful if you do any one of those, check to make sure that you can get your data off of it, because that'll be the one big thing you'll be stuck with, and you won't be able to get it back. So just make sure you check.
Yeah, and or be able to access the code.
Right.
Because okay, yeah, because now with ChatGPT 5, it's a great coder, and so you can take. It's amazing. We were having URL issues as soon as everybody was coming in, and none of the QR codes were working. And I'm like, oh my god! So I went into the .htt access, and I'm like, there's an issue here. I copied it, I threw it into Nova, and I was like, what's going on? Oh, I identified it. Here, I rewrote it for you, copied, pasted it back, published it, and fixed it. So it's a really good code writer. So if you have access to the code, you don't have to know how to write code. Just you have to know how to copy, paste, and tell it what you want. So you can look at the published version and say, I don't like that color or whatever. If you have access to that code, take it, throw it in there, and be like, I want to change the color to this hex code. And I want this to say that. Can you please take this code and edit it? And then it will, and then you can take it, put it back in your platform. Yeah. What a world we live in, huh? So there you go. Frequently asked questions. It added that for you. And it took the liberty of filling out the content. Yep. For you. And so some of this may or may not be accurate. By the way, I expect to get an applause just like that. Okay? Yeah, right. How can I applaud this guy better? Okay. Yeah. But anyway, we are up on time. I hope that helped everybody. And if you do want to learn to build or finish this, completely free. I really want to help everybody to be able to empower themselves to use AI in their business. So come on by, and we'll continue this. Okay? Thank you.